and jury can ask the question, and the session will be live on Zoom. I request all the 3 research finalists to please come on the stage for felicitation. CA Anmol Lohia, please give a big round of applause. Now I request CA Anmol Lohia to start his presentation.
Check. Very good evening to all of you. Very good evening to all of you. Also, good evening to India because it's being streamlined on YouTube. My name is CA Anmol Lohia, and today's research paper is on how AI is really and truly transforming the field of finance. Can you tell me in which year was drone invented? Some of you might say 2004. But do you know when it was imagined? It was imagined back in 1982 in a Star Wars movie. This tells us that we need to imagine first and then we need to build it. That's how I have come up with AI Accountant. I had my own sci-fi moment. A few years back, I was doing my articleship, was in Goa, and we were doing SOPs for a company. I was interviewing their finance team, and incidentally, one of the person there, the accountant, was a young guy. We got along well. He even gave me his bike to go around Goa. I asked him one day that how frustrating it is. And then he started his rant. He told me that a huge pile of invoices is given to him every month, and his entire job for the entire month is to just go and account that. And after 15 minutes of more ranting, he told me that Anmol, एक दिन देख लेना, invoices को एक folder में डालेंगे और वो ERP में account हो जाएगा. We will put invoices in one folder, and the accounting will automatically happen in an ERP. Your ERP could be anything. Right? So, presenting to you AI Accountant. Let's go ahead, open some Python. I've created a small user interface. Let it open. I'm going to click on Start Workflow. It's asking me which ERP do I want to account my invoices in. And I will say Tally. And click on Next. It's asking me, where are your invoices located? I will say that my invoices are located in a folder which I have just quickly put here for reference. Let's copy this and put it here. Let's select the folder and let's see the kind of invoices we have here. Just have a look. We have something like this, something like this, something like this, something like this. Just selecting a few. These invoices different in formats, scanned, right? Click on Next and I will click on Start Processing. Now, while it is processing, let me run you through some of the steps of AI Accountant. my first prototype of this was, I tried to extract the data from PDF-based invoices. The data got extracted, I was really happy. That was my first bit of code written. Once that was done, once I extracted the data, I copy-pasted manually and put it in ChatGPT. And it gave me a table, I was really happy. But then, there had to be a better way. Then I learned about APIs, Application Programming Interface. In Application Programming Interface, we tell ChatGPT or any other API, that is OpenAI API, DeepSeek API, Gemini API, to come to Python, take the data, and come back with the output. So I called in the APIs, I called in the AI. The extracted data was then enhanced by AI using the API keys. Once my data came in, I wanted it in Excel. I used the pandas library available in Python to go ahead and convert that into a good Excel format. Once the Excel format was ready, it was time for integrating that Excel into the ERP. For example, you can have it integrated in Tally, SAP, etc., etc., etc. Now I had to create an interface, and that was done. But this was not the vision of the accountant I met in Goa. His vision was any invoice gets accounted. Currently, I was working with beautiful PDFs, good PDFs, very nice, no OCR needed. So I had to work on optical character recognition so that we can work with scanned images. That was a real deal here. For that purpose, we had to use a library in Python called as Tesseract, but that was not enough for sure. We had to train a model that is finance specific, and that I call as enhanced OCR. It can take in data from anywhere, any scanned financials like you saw in my example. Let's go back to the tool and let's see how it's performed. It's taking a little more while to get it done, but I think it's okay. The internet connection is probably a factor here, but it is calling in the APIs. In my normal testing scenario, on an average, the first invoice takes up 40 seconds. Second invoice onwards, it is 15 seconds with a decent Wi-Fi connection, right? And of course, 15 to 20 seconds depending on the complexity, right? Now this is extracted. Now, is there a case that the OCR might fail a little bit? Yes, it is 70%. For that purpose, I gave the option for the user to click OK, and automatically an Excel opens up. In this Excel, you will be able to check whether the data extracted is right or not. This is the data extracted from those invoices which I uploaded. Let's have a look at the data extracted. The data frame was set. The data output had to be in a correct format, in a same format every time. We set the data frame, this is the answers we get. And if we are comfortable with the data extracted, or if you want to change a few things, we are okay with that. Once this is done, I will go back to here and I will click on upload. And once I click on upload, my Tally opens up, right? Once my Tally opens up, first it wants to post the ledger. First it wants to post the ledger. Second, it wants to post the stock items which are not available inside, or the ledgers which are not available inside. And once the stock items are posted, that's when the vouchers, that is, your entire entry, will be imported into Tally. Let's have a look. Once this is done, these are your entries. My tool is perfect. No. Absolutely not. Can it ever become perfect? I don't know. Because according to me, there is always a better way. According to me, research can never stop. And according to me, the AI accountant is just getting started. The another aspect which I want to touch upon a little bit is security. Is this secure? Which API key are you calling Anmol? I had to test this, so I had to find a simple, easy solution which was cost effective. So I took the invoices from Google, of course, secure. I went ahead and used DeepSeek API. Very, very cost effective. This was done by DeepSeek API. But do you think that is secure? The answer is a clear no. Can we use OpenAI API? Absolutely. There is an inbuilt feature which lets you select which API key you want to use. OpenAI's API provides you SOC 2 Type 2 compliance. Is that secure enough? If yes, you can use it. If not, we'll have to train an LLM model locally in your server. Train it with RAG, refine it, make your own API. And that's how we can deal with the security in the future. Let me go ahead and make my closing remarks. Today's time is such that we don't have to wait for a developer. We don't have to wait for somebody to understand our vision. We just have to imagine it and prompt it and get it done. Thank you so much. That is my time.
Anmol, you talked about security. So question
Right.
is, you are using DeepSeek. How secure is DeepSeek?
DeepSeek, that's why I said, is not secure. I used it here because it's cost effective and the invoices are not confidential.
Okay.
But when you talk about API, you have OpenAI API providing SOC 2 Type 2. Plus, if that is not enough for you, you'll have to go with your own LLM models, trained, refined as per what you want.
Fine, fine.
Anmol, the presentation was excellent. You mentioned about Tesseract
Right.
for OCR extraction, but then you also said there is an enhanced OCR. And can we know more about that?
There's a small LLM model which I created locally, SLM, right? Small
Yeah.
LLM model. Now, how this works is, your Tesseract OCR is working in the backend, great,
Yes.
right? But a finance-specific OCR, let's say if income is written, right? Sometimes only INC would be identified by the Tesseract. That INC will be converted into income because it's finance-specific. So that's how I had gone ahead.
Maybe know the name of the SLM?
That was created by me
Okay.
using Python itself, by training it using
Using
a
a document
plethora of
library.
invoices.
Okay, so,
So
you
I-
used a library of invoices and that's
Yes,
how you trained.
that's
Okay,
right.
great. Personal remark, it seemed more of a hackathon than just a research paper.
Okay?
Yeah.
Sure, thank you.
So, first of all, very nice presentation. One quick question, that how do you take care of the validation control? Say, for instance, if I'm dealing with two companies and I scan the invoice of A into the folder of B, how does this validation control takes care?
The Excel which popped up, that has all the details, that has the sender details and the receiver details.
Right.
If the receiver details does not match with the company name, it will not allow it to post. It will show an error and it will put it in the exceptions in the tally import.
So, during the import of tally, but can we not have done this before at the time of creation of this Excel template?
We can do it. See, again, the objective of this is extracting the data from the invoices.
Correct.
Right? At that time, you put a control in tally. Irrespective, this is a prototype.
Right.
And this has immense, I can tell you 35 to 37 things which I have listed down which I need to improve in this over the next
Great.
probably 3 months. It's not a product, it's something which I've researched and created.
Very nice. Absolutely agree. Thank you.
Thank you so much.